Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnah Shabbos, Parak Vav, Chapter 6, Mishnah Aleph, Mishnah 1. Now, when it comes to carrying on Shabbos, if you carry something in your hand, that's called carrying. If you wear something that's a garment that's meant to be worn, that's not carrying, that's called part of you. But we're going to have examples now in the Mishnah, things that according to Torah law will be considered not carrying. They're considered garments, and therefore it's not considered carrying on Shabbos. Nonetheless, the Chachamim decreed that these things should not be worn because there was a concern that they may be removed and carried in a public domain. So, with what does a woman go out with? With what can she not go out with? Meaning, what can she wear out? What can she not wear out? A woman may not go outside with strings of wool, strings of linen, or straps on her head. These straps were put there in her hair for decoration. Therefore, they're a garment. There's no carrying in what she's doing per se. However, the Chachamim still say she should not wear them. She should not wear them out on Shabbos. And then the Mishnah says, and she should not go into a mikvah with them unless she loosens them up. That means if she has to go to the mikvah, then, and the mikvah water has to get to every part of your body. If those straps are going to be too tight, or if the straps are going to remain regular there, they're going to be too tight. The water's not going to get into parts of her hair. Therefore, before she goes to the mikvah, she has to loosen them up. If she loosens them up, then the water will get where it needs to go. Why is that being interjected here? And the Bartanur explains, because this is the reason why we don't allow her to wear these straps and strings in her hair. Because being that if she goes to the mikvah anytime, she has to loosen up these straps. If it lands up to on Shabbos, she has to go to the mikvah. Instead of just loosening them up, she'll take them out. Once she takes them out, she's not going to leave them there, and she's going to land up carrying them in Rosh Hashanah. There, the Chachamim said, no woman, whether she's going to the mikvah or not, is not on Shabbos, is not to wear these straps in her hair on Shabbos. Next, a toitefes, they translate it as a headband, but the Bartanura said it's more like a head plate. It goes from side to side across her forehead. Correct. Yeah. And sanbutin, they translate as bangles. These were colorful ribbons or gold and silver decorations that hung from the headband down to her cheeks. So you had the headband and these like bangles hanging down. If you were wealthy, they were made out of gold or silver. If you were poor, they're just made out of some kind of colorful ribbon, colorful material. Mm-hmm. But the point is that these she may not go out wearing on Shabbos, when they're not sewn into her hat. Okay, meaning, the woman's wearing her hat to cover her hair, right? She's in public. She's wearing this hat to cover her hair. And so now the thing is like this. If this headband and the bangles are not sewn into her hat, then it's very easier for her in the street to take them off to show to other people because, it's something special to her. She wants to show it off. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we're concerned, the Chachamim are concerned she'll do that on Shabbos in the public domain. That's going to be a problem. Therefore, they said, no wearing these things on Shabbos, unless it's sewn into the hat. Once it's sewn into the hat, you don't got to worry that she's going to take it off. Because to take it off to show to someone, she'll have to take off her hat. She'll have to take off her hat because then she's going to be uncovering her hair. Nor she can wear a kaval. A kaval is a forehead pad. And this forehead pad was actually made out of colorful material. And it was really there to protect her skin from the headband that she was wearing. But sometimes she would just wear it as for ornamentation. It was a nice piece of something to wear. There again, she cannot go out wearing that. Now here, the Mishna said, here it says she cannot wear the kaval into a public domain. Okay? The understanding of the Mishnah is that these words, Rishus Harabim, according to most Mefarshim, is going on this last example of the kaval. The kaval, this head pad, she cannot wear into the public domain, implying that she could wear it into a chutzner. into a courtyard. That's a private area that she would be able to do. While the other things in the Mishnah that we just listed until now, that you cannot wear because we're afraid she's going to take it off Rosh Hashanah, was not only prohibited in Rosh Hashanah, it was prohibited even in a chutzner. When she leaves her house, the Chachamim decided that in order to prevent this, we got to make sure she doesn't even wear it out of the house. Even though she's not going into an area, there'll be a problem to take it off and show to someone. Okay? Listen, have an Erev there. Some say this that she can't even wear the kavo into a chutzner that has an Erev. But the point is, the chutzner clearly is not going to have, it's not going to be a Torah prohibition if she were to carry it in the chutzner, even if there wasn't an Erev for the chutzner. Wouldn't have been an Issa Deraisa. So the Bartanur explains that basically the Chachamim did not want to forbid her from wearing any of her jewelry. They wanted her to be able to wear something so she looked pleasant to her husband, and therefore this head pad, they said, okay, in the chutzner, you can wear it. Rosh Hashanah not. But everything else, not even in a chutzner. Now, Mishna continues, V'loi be'ir shalzav, and not with a city of gold. A city of gold was like a tiara that they used to wear, and it was made, and the tiara was shaped like it was like a City Yerushalayim kind of picture, or it was the tiara was supposed to be some kind of like a carving out,
a representation,
in carving out, right, in carving out of Yerushalayim. That's why it's called Ir Shalzav, the city of gold. Okay, so she can't wear that. A katla, they translate as a choker. A band was worn tightly around the neck to make the face look plump, which was considered attractive in those days. So therefore, that's considered an ornament. She cannot go wearing those rings. Okay, now those three things are all ornaments, which again, we're concerned that in a public domain, she's going to take them off. Okay, Nezabim are specifically nose rings. Yeah. There is no mention of earrings in the Mishnah. Earrings, they were not concerned that she's going to take them off, because apparently earrings were not so easy to take off. You couldn't just be slipped off. And therefore, we're not concerned she's going to take them off to show to anybody. Nor can she wear a ring that has no signet on it. It's not a signet ring. It's an ornamental ring. Okay? An ornamental ring she cannot wear. We say she cannot wear because we're afraid she's going to take it off to show off.
But a signet ring?
But what about a signet ring that a woman is wearing? That'll be next. That'll be in the next Mishnah. Nor can she wear a needle that does not have a hole. Meaning they used to have these needles that were not meant to be sewing needles. They were ornamental needles. At one edge, it was like gold at the tip. So you had the sharp part that she would stick into her hat, I think it says here.
Oh, like a hat pin.
Yeah, it was like a hat pin. Yeah, into her hat. And the gold part would stick out. So it's an ornament. So again, we're afraid she's going to take them off. She'll take it off to show to other people. V'im yatzas. Now, if she went outside wearing any of the things mentioned in this Mishnah, she would not be liable to bring a sin offering. Sin offering is if you unintentionally transgress a Torah prohibition. You got to bring a Torah chat. You have to bring a carbon chat as a sin offering. That only comes for if a person transgresses a Torah prohibition, not a rabbinic prohibition. The point of the Mishnah here is to point out that all these examples that we said until now, that she may not wear into a public domain, is not a Torah prohibition. Were she to wear it into the public domain, she would not be liable a sin offering for doing so unintentionally. These were all these examples are all midrabanan, all because of the concern that she may take them off in the public domain to show to others. Have a wonderful day.
So what in terms